Emmerdale's Matty Barton hasn't had a big storyline recently on the ITV soap, but a new theory by Express.co.uk suggests he could start to become suspicious of why Susie Merton is acting shifty around his mother. Matty, played by Ash Parmigiano, is the only original Barton sibling still living in the village of Emmerdale, with Holly Barton, Sophie Powles, having died from a drug overdose 6 years ago, and Adam Barton, Adam Thomas, still on the run for taking the rap for the murder of Emma Barton, Gillian Carney. This means he has become a huge source of support to his mother, Moira Barton, Natalie J. Robb, and he has become very protective over her. In upcoming scenes on the ITV soap, this could lead him to keep tabs on Susie, Martell Edinburgh, as his trust in her starts to dwindle. The drama continues in the final installment of next week's episodes as a guilt-ridden Susie ends up bumping into Moira in the hide. At the moment, Moira has no idea the newcomer knew her daughter, let alone she helped her get her hands on the drugs which killed her. Since discovering her connection to the Barton family, Susie has been keeping her distance from the farmer and wants very little to do with her. However, unable to get out of having a drink with Moira, the businesswoman struggles to keep a grip on her emotions as the mother of 4 speaks about Holly. Susie will learn a lot more about her former friend, but her anxiety and stress about speaking with Moira might not go unnoticed. One of the workers at the hide is Matty, who is employed as a waiter at the establishment, and he could watch the conversation from behind the till. As Moira opens up about her daughter, Matty could realize Susie knows more than she is letting on about his late sister. Unable to keep a lid on his suspicions, later in the day, he could sit down with his mother about how well she is getting on with Susie. With his mother having no problem with the newcomer, Matty could explain how she was acting shifty when the pair were talking. Moira could brush this off, as she would explain the businesswoman has a lot on her plate with work and doesn't need accusations being thrown her way. Wanting to investigate further, Matty could start following Susie and ensure the two of them are able to speak alone about Holly. With no one watching and no chance of someone overhearing her secret, the newcomer could explain to Matty how she knew Holly. He could be baffled to learn they did drugs together, but he might not be told the whole story of how Susie played a part in his sister's death. Although he would be angry, he could encourage Susie to be honest with Moira, as she might want to know more about what her daughter got up to. Matty could offer the newcomer an ultimatum and tell her if she doesn't tell his mother, then he will confess the truth to her. With Susie backed into a corner, will she finally admit to Moira her connection to their family, or will she make a run for it? Explaining her character's past with Holly, the actress who plays Susie, Martell, said, she met Holly prior to coming into the show at an event, as they used to do event planning together. Susie needed a photographer and Holly was talented, so she took Holly on to do some wedding photography work. On the party scene, drugs were involved and they took occasional drugs together. One particular evening, Susie couldn't make it to see her dealer. She asked Holly if she would go and pick the drugs up for her, gave Holly the money to pick up the drugs, and Holly then went and got her own drugs and then overdosed on these drugs. Martell continued to explain, she doesn't want anyone to know that she knew Holly, and she becomes really scared and worried. Not that her cover has been blown, as she's not trying to hide anything, but she doesn't realize the connections, and now that she does, she's scared that people are going to blame her for things. Could Matty be the character to blow her secret wide open, and how will Moira react if she discovers her connection to the newcomer? Taking to Twitter after discovering the secret, viewers have shared their thoughts on how the storyline could come to a head. Ryan wrote, Susie needs to tell Moira the truth about how she knows Holly. Susie cannot keep ignoring her. Susie, when Moira finds out you killed her daughter, you won't stand a chance, Georgia wrote on the social media platform. Foxy Lady commented, #Emmerdale Susie, STS going to hit the fan, I'd hate to be in your shoes when Moira catches you out. Vanity Pending shared, wonder if Moira will do a rerun and dump Susie on the side of the road in the middle of nowhere when she finds out about her and Holly. #Emmerdale. Darren posted, So it turns out after reading that spoiler, Susie's next connection in the village is Holly Moira's daughter. Could she be the one behind her death? Wasn't expecting that, but what a good twist. Wow, some good stuff to come on screen. #Emmerdale.